the universe in vibration. What the Vedas knew, long before science listened, before humanity learned to measure light, before equations attempted to explain gravity, before telescopes revealed galaxies spiraling in silence. The Vedas were already whispering something radical. The universe is not made of things. It is made of movement, of rhythm, of vibration, not metaphorically, not poetically, but fundamentally. This idea is so ancient, so subtle, that even today it feels revolutionary. The Vedas did not describe the universe as solid matter. They did not see existence as static. They did not believe reality was fixed. They saw the cosmos as a living pulse, a continuous vibration unfolding into form. And this insight changes everything: how we understand matter, consciousness, creation, and even ourselves. Before matter, there was motion. Modern science now tells us something astonishing. At the deepest level, nothing is solid. Atoms are mostly empty space. Particles behave like waves. Energy vibrates. Even matter itself is oscillation. But the Vedas had already declared this truth thousands of years ago, without microscopes, without equations, without machines. They said, in the beginning was nada, vibration. Not light, not matter, not even energy, vibration. This is why the Vedas begin not with creation stories, but with sound. Because sound is vibration made audible, and vibration is the first expression of existence. Nada Brahma, the universe is sound. One of the most profound Vedic insights is contained in 3 simple words. Nada Brahma, the universe is sound. Not in the sense of noise, but in the sense of cosmic resonance. Everything that exists is a pattern of vibration within a greater field of vibration. Planets vibrate, atoms vibrate, thoughts vibrate, emotions vibrate, consciousness vibrates. The difference between a stone and a star is not substance, it is frequency. This is why the Vedas never separated physics from metaphysics. To them, both were expressions of the same underlying rhythm. Why the Vedas focused on sound, not sight. Vision shows form. Sound reveals movement. Form is the result. Vibration is the cause. The Vedas were not interested in how things look. They were interested in how reality moves. That is why the earliest spiritual practice was not visualization, but listening. Listening to breath, listening to silence, listening to vibration. Because vibration is the doorway to understanding existence itself. Om, not a symbol, a blueprint of creation. Om is often misunderstood as a sacred chant. In truth, it is something far more precise. Om represents the full spectrum of vibration. A, creation, emergence, expansion. Ua, preservation, movement, continuity. M, dissolution, return, silence. And the silence after Om? That silence represents what exists beyond vibration itself. This mirrors exactly what modern cosmology observes: birth, expansion, collapse, and stillness. The Vedas encoded cosmology into sound, not as myth, as perception. Why the Vedas never worshipped matter? If reality is vibration, then matter is only condensed motion. The Vedas understood this intuitively. This is why idol worship, when understood correctly, was never about stone. It was about tuning consciousness to a specific frequency. The idol was not the god, it was a resonant form, a vibrational anchor. Without understanding this, rituals appear primitive. With understanding, they reveal extraordinary psychological and energetic sophistication. The human body as a vibrational instrument. The Vedas did not see the body as a machine. They saw it as a resonator. You will. Sound alters vibration. Thought alters vibration. Emotion alters vibration. This is why yoga, mantra, and meditation exist, not to worship, not to escape, but to retune the human system. When your inner vibration aligns with the larger rhythm of existence, suffering decreases. Not because life changes, but because resistance dissolves. Why mantras were considered science, not prayer. A mantra is not a sentence. It is a frequency pattern. Repeated correctly, it reorganizes breath, nervous system, mental activity, emotional rhythm. This is why pronunciation mattered. This is why rhythm mattered. This is why intention mattered. The Vedas were mapping psychoacoustics long before the term existed. Sound was medicine. Silence was therapy. The universe is a living pulse. The Vedas did not see creation as a one-time event. They saw it as a continuous pulsation. Creation, sustenance, dissolution, stillness, re-emergence. This cycle appears everywhere. Breath in/breath out, waking/sleeping, birth/death, expansion/collapse. This is Shiva's dance, not mythologically, cosmologically. Shiva does not destroy, he resets the rhythm. Why time is secondary in the Vedas? Time is a measurement of motion. If everything vibrates, time is simply the perception of change. The Vedas did not see time as linear. They saw it as cyclical. Yugas, kalpas, cosmic cycles, not fantasy pattern recognition. Even modern physics now speaks of oscillating universes and cyclic models. The Vedas arrived there through observation of consciousness, the role of consciousness in the vibrating universe. Here is where the Vedas go beyond science. They observed that vibration is not random. It is ordered, and that order implies awareness. Not human awareness, but a fundamental intelligence inherent in existence. This is why consciousness is central in Hindu philosophy, not as belief, as observation. Awareness is not a byproduct of matter. Matter is a modulation of awareness. Why silence is the highest teaching. If vibration creates form, then silence contains all potential. Silence is not absence. It is unmanifest vibration. This is why the highest spiritual practices lead towards stillness, not to escape sound, but to touch its source. The Vedas understood, if you reach the silence behind vibration, you understand the universe. The mistake of modern interpretation. Modern humanity hears vibration and thinks metaphor. The Vedas meant it literally. They were not being mystical. They were being observational. They simply lacked mathematical language, but their insight was exact. Today physics confirms. Matter behaves like waves. Energy is frequency. Observation alters outcome. Space itself vibrates. Science is rediscovering what the Vedas perceived inwardly. Why this knowledge was lost? Because it demands discipline. It demands silence. It demands patience. It demands inner observation. Modern civilization favors speed, noise, and certainty. The Vedas require stillness, attention, and humility. So the knowledge remained, but the understanding faded. What the Vedas were ultimately pointing toward. Not gods, not rituals, not beliefs, but resonance. The alignment between the inner rhythm of the mind and the outer rhythm of the universe. When these align, suffering diminishes. Clarity arises. Fear dissolves. This is what the Vedas meant by harmony. The universe is not a machine, it is a song, not composed, not controlled, not owned, sung into existence through vibration. And the Vedas were never trying to explain this song, they were teaching humanity how to listen. Because when you truly listen, not with ears but with awareness, you realize something profound. You are not separate from the vibration, you are part of it. You always were. And the moment you feel that, the universe is no longer something you observe. It becomes something you remember.